Hello dear soulmate, welcome back to my channel CEO Dress. My name is Esther. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for watching. So in this video, we're going to be learning the second aspect of the making of this dress, which is the sewing part. So last week I posted the pattern drafting, which you can see on the screen. And today we're going to be going through the process of sewing this dress. If you're interested, please join me while we get into it. But before that, if you've not watched the pattern drafting of this dress, please go into the description box and you see the link to the first part of this dress, so you can go ahead and watch the pattern drafting from the video and then come back here for the sewing part. So this top is a Princess Dart top with a built up neckline, and it has this loop design in the front, and it also has a peplum design towards the waist to the hip area. So this is my pattern transferred to my fabric. As you can see, I added half of an inch allowance all round except for the side where I added 1 inch. I did the same thing for every other part. Every part was added with half of an inch all around except the side front and the side back. I added 1 inch. Note that both the main fabric and the lining pieces were cut in two pieces. Okay, so I cut both lining and main fabric two pieces each. So as you can see, I've ironed a stay on the main fabric. You can do this for your fabric and lining, and you can also use the main fabric, the same material, or the same Ankara piece for both sides. That is if you are using Ankara to make this dress. So now you're going to be joining them together. You're going to take the front piece like this. As you can see, the center front and the side front, I'm going to place them beside each other, and I'll face them right side facing each other, and I'll go ahead and stitch it. So you can pin this down just to make it easy. Then when you're sewing, you can then remove the pins. So I'm going to place them right side facing each other and stitch half of an inch to the very end, and I'll do the same thing for the back piece and the lining as well. So the back piece, I'm going to bring it like this as well, the center back and the side back. So I'll place them together and I'll face them right side to each other. Same thing, I'll stitch it with half of an inch from the down to the top. Like I said, you can use pins to make this easy for you, and then remove the pins while you are sewing them. So just take your time to do this. You can use your pencil to mark the half of an inch down first if you're a beginner, and even if you're not a beginner, you can just do this just to ensure it's accurate, then stitch it down for both the main piece and the lining. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch it down for both of them, both the back and the front. So now I'm going to take the back piece first, and I'm going to place it like this. The two center back, I'm going to join them together. So I'm just going to fold them right side facing each other. As you can see, align them properly from top to bottom, use my pin to hold them, and I'll stitch it with half of an inch straight down. I'll do the same thing for the lining piece as well. Okay, so right here, as you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch it down and hold it together in place. And the next thing I want to do is to actually press this. But before I press it, I just want to do everything together. I'm going to take the front part and I'm going to align the sides. I mean to say that I'll place the side together, as you can see, the two sides for both the back and the front, and I'm going to place them right side facing each other just as you see on the screen. So I'm going to hold it with my pin and I'm going to mark 1 inch. So I use 1 inch for my seam allowance. If you use 1.5 or 2, go ahead and use exactly what you use to hold them there. Okay, so I'm going to join them together now, and I will repeat the same thing for my lining piece. Now as you can see, I've joined the two sides together. This is what I have there after joining the two sides, and I've gone ahead to press the seams open. You can see all my seams are pressed open, including the sides. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the shoulders. I place the front on the back, right side facing each other, as you can see here, and I'm going to use my pin to hold it down. And I'll do the same thing for the second side, and I'll be stitching with half of an inch through that part. Okay, so I'm going to also repeat the same thing for the lining pieces. Just pin it down on the shoulders and close it with half of an inch stitch on that area. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to also press the seams open. Okay, I'm going to press the seams open for the shoulder area, but before pressing the seams open, you need to notch it. Okay, so you need to notch it just to ensure that it relaxes well, because even when you're trying to press it, you're going to have a little difficulty, having that place come out really smooth. So just create notches around the area that are curvy, and do the same thing for the back and the front. Just notch the curvy areas and then press the seams open. Okay, so after taking it to my ironing table and pressing the seams open, I'm going to be joining the back and the front together by closing the neckline and every other part. So what I'll do is I'll take the main fabric like this and place the right side facing towards me, then take the lining piece and I'll be joining it together. But before doing that, if you notice that the dress have a loop design in front of it and a kind of panel in between them, that like a modesty panel that covers the area that will be revealing due to the loops. So that is what we are going to try and create here. So just like I did, I notched the area that I have my chest line from the neck, the front neck. I notched the chest line, and from that chest line, I came down with my tape to measure how long I want this modesty panel to be. That is how long the loops are going to be. So that should just be about few inches below the waistline, probably 3 inches or 4 inches below the waistline, depending on what you want. Okay, so I have about 12 inches there, and I went ahead to mark this pieces 12 inches long, 13 inches long actually, because I'll be joining it to half of an inch on both sides. And also the width is 4 inches, which is 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches is what I intend to use, but on fold makes it 3 inches, and I have 1 inch extra for the joining allowance. So that's how I came about this. I stitched both sides, trimmed the excesses and folded it, and that is what I have. And as you can see, I'm going to be placing them on the fabric. Now take note of how I'm placing them. You can see I'm placing it inward, not outward. I'm placing it inward, starting from where I notched for the chest line down to where it's going to stop. The 12 inches length that is going to stop from the chest line. So I placed it facing inward so that by the time I stitch it and turn it, it will be having what it looks like there after folding. So take note of that. Place it inward. So from the other side, I also notched the chest line. For this other side, this part I'll be putting the loops. Now I've gone ahead to make strips of loops here, and I'm going to just cut them in pieces. Okay, I'm going to cut them into the pieces of different sizes I want. I mean the exact size I want it to be. So just go ahead and cut the same thing, create your loop strips, and then cut it out with the exact size that you want. So this depends on your button size. Okay, so you should make sure that your loops will be long enough to accommodate your buttons. Now you can see the way I also place the loops. I am placing it facing inside the fabric, not towards the outer part. Okay, it is facing towards the inner part of the fabric. That is how you should place it, so that by the time you join it and fold it the other way, your loops are going to be coming out well and not towards the wrong part. It's going to be at the right side, that is the front of the dress. Okay, so take note of that. As you can see, this is what it's going to look like after folding. So go ahead and fix every part of the loops and make sure that they are even. You don't want to put something that is going to look funny at the end. Take your time to do this. Okay, so after fixing them and pinning them down, it's not going to be easy doing this, but you need to be patient enough to do it. So after pinning them down, this is what I'm going to be having. This is what it's going to look like when I am done. I'm trying to check it out to see what it's going to look like, and this is how it's going to be for the front and the back. So what we need to do right now is to align them. You can see the way I place them together, ensuring that they are correct from the top to where it ends, just to make sure that the modesty panel is not a little above or below where the loop starts. Everything should start from the same place and end at the same place. That's what I did. Now I'm going to place the lining right side facing each other to the fabric, and I'm going to pin it down, starting from the part where I fixed that modesty panel from the side. I'll take it down to the neckline, then I'll take it round to the other side where I have my loops. As you can see, I am pinning it down. Now please take note that pinning it down is very important, and ensuring that you place them well. All the joinings should match each other. All the allowance should match each other. There should be no errors here. Take your time to do this very well. And as you can see, this is the area where I fixed the loops. I'm also going to pin it down. After fixing them round, I'll come towards the hem area as well, matching all the allowance and joining together, and I'll pin it down. Okay, just to make sure that they don't keep moving and changing position. When you are sewing it, you can now take your time to remove the pins. Okay, after pinning them down, I'm going to stitch half of an inch starting from one side down through the neck, going towards the other side of the center front, that is these areas that I have my loops, and all through the hem. I'm going to stitch with half of an inch. So after doing this, you'll be having only the sleeve area open. Okay, so after joining it around, this is what it looks like. As you can see, the next thing you need to do is to notch it round. Trust me, you need to take your time to notch it round, because if you do not notch it very well, you're going to have issue with it, balancing and relaxing properly. It's going to be having this puffy look and you're not going to like it. So take your time to notch it, especially the areas that are curvy, the neck, the neckline for the front and the back, and even the hem. In fact, notch everywhere, every part. Just go ahead and notch it all around. Okay, then for the tip, the hem area towards the center front, below the hem area where you have that pointy and sharp part, to go ahead and trim off the excesses there, just so that when you turn it, you don't have that place looking bulky and funny. So I'm going to turn it over from the sleeve area, as you can see me do. I'm going to take my time to do this, and when you do this, you know that it's not going to look smooth, because you just stitched it and you just turned it over to the other side. So you will need to give it a very good press. So take your time to bring it out, and the areas that you find difficult trying to bring out, you can use your scissors or anything pointy, pass it through the armhole and use it to bring these parts out, just so that they come out very well and they really look nice, to make the work easier and faster for you. At this point, if you're finding this tutorial very helpful, do not hesitate to give us a thumbs up, share our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment in the comment section. If you have any question, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. And also, if you're a beginner, you want to learn fashion or pattern drafting or anything at all that has to do with fashion, we have an online class that is ongoing. We also have corset classes for those that are interested in our corset classes. If you're interested, all you need to do is to send us a WhatsApp message on the number that is displayed on your screen. Okay, so soulmates, now we're going to take this to our ironing table and give it a very good press. Make sure you bring out all the parts that are hiding inside, those areas that are looking puffy and are not coming out entirely well. Take your time to bring them out and give it a very good press, because at this point we're actually done. All I need to do is fix my sleeve and fix my buttons, and I am totally done with the making of this dress. If you find this tutorial helpful, like I said, please subscribe to our channel if you are new, so that you can get notified whenever we upload new videos. And please do not hesitate to share and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. So just go ahead, fix your button and fix your sleeve, and make sure you give this dress a very good press. Okay, so after that, I'm going to show you what the dress looks like after we are done making it. Okay, so the sleeve used in this dress is a tulip sleeve or a petal sleeve, and I'll be dropping a link or a tutorial on how to go about the making of this sleeve. Now this is the final result of what we had. As you can see, it looks so beautiful with the sleeves, the buttons, and the design, even the peplum design around the waist to the hip area. It looks so nice. So if you find this tutorial helpful, please, like I said, subscribe to our channel. That's a good way to motivate us to keep posting online tutorials. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for your love. Thank you guys for watching our video. See you in my next one.